like a subject like zero mind, because it's difficult to understand. If you don't know what a zero mind is, it's difficult to understand what is zero mind. But because so many people will avoid to talk about this, I thought it is necessary that I shall take it over. See, in the Buddhist world and the world that we live in, we have a lot of culture, right? So we are bound. When I was young, I was very proud to be Sinhalese and Buddhist. But as with about the age of 15, 16, 17, I came to know this is in Germany coin is a thing that the mind starts making up. Oh, I'm very proud to be a Buddhist. I'm very proud to be. So the pride, they say it in English, pride goes before destruction. Yeah, you understand that? The Stolz geht vor dem Fall. Yeah, pride gets before destruction. So when I was in the meditation center, I came to know what a zero mind is. Now, zero mind is not a mind that you can intellectually understand. You see, I will give you lots of examples. Try to find out in the example the value of what I am going to talk to, that is the zero mind. In the German context and European context and many part, if you don't have a aim or aim, I want to be somebody, people say, oh, who is this guy? You must always have something to do in life, that is your. So if you have a horse, right, you whip the horse, right? So when you whip the horse, he starts running faster, okay? But we whip ourselves with forward going, you must do this, you must the habitual, you must do this, you must do this. So every time we want to do something, this is what makes us nervous or unsatisfactory. So before we go to the zero mind, it is necessary with our own consciousness and with our own mindfulness to come to know, oh, I am whipping myself. See, from 4 years, 5 years of age, you start this. So every day you want to be somebody. Let it be cooking, let it be Abitur, let it be Mittler Rifle, let it be first to run, let it be anything. We want to be somebody. Now, this belongs to about 95 or 98% of the people. Very few people have the chance in this society at the moment to say, is there anything that can be enjoyed without wanting to be and without not wanting to be? So you put that question, is there anything? Then you start going back with mindfulness and say, well, my aging process, I'm getting old, you are getting old. It doesn't have to say, I want to be, I don't want to be. If I say I don't want to be old, still you're getting old. I want to be old, it's the same situation. So this understanding, you call it suchness. It is so. You don't challenge getting old. You don't challenge getting ill. You don't challenge dying and also the birth. These belong to the nature of the universe. Entstehung vergeht. Manifestation takes place. And this word manifestation is in Buddha's teaching is called bhava. Bhava. This candle flame is bhava. Because of a certain condition, the flame is there. We are also bhava. So, but we have a different bhava. Every time we see, hear, and so on, we have a consciousness, see consciousness, smell consciousness, hear consciousness, taste consciousness, and see, while this consciousness is taking place, the mindfulness will show you it is happening in a body. We do not know of a consciousness that is without a body. We don't know. But that is not the main question now. When we want to talk about a zero mind, there's another question coming and asking yourself, why do you want to talk about a zero mind? Very few people talk about a zero mind. So, what is the lucrativeness of a zero mind? Have you ever thought of it? What is the lucrative? You sleep, right? So, we have breakfast in the morning, right? So, when we have breakfast, we come together and start talking of topics. How was yesterday's night? Did you sleep well? How was the football? How was the opera? How was it in Sri Lanka or America? How was your trip? How is your mother going on? How is your child? Is he doing? So we have topics to talk about. But the zero mind has no topic to talk about. But let's go to the breakfast table and ask, did you sleep well? You just politely ask somebody, did you sleep well? And he can answer, yes. So if you ask yes, you're not going to ask this person, how did you sleep well? Get my point? Yeah. If you go to an opera or a kino or cooking or some dancing or singing, how did you? Then you explain, well, the core was good, but it was raining and my stimmer or my voice was little down because last evening I ate too much, so I couldn't sing out. So certain conditions you say. When you say, come to and say, somebody says, I slept well, you're not going to ask him, how come did you sleep well? How did you sleep well? You get my point? Yeah. You don't ask yourself or somebody else, you slept well. How did you? He says, I slept well. There's no description to say how good I slept. Then you ask yourself, what is the joy you had? Did you enjoy sleeping well? Is it always, yes, I enjoyed, or is it sometimes you say, oh, I overslept and I didn't like it? You get things like that, right? Some people say, I slept I hope I could sleep more. Somebody says, oh, I slept and I overslept. I didn't want to sleep because they want to do something, right? Now, the zero mind is a beyond situation, because in all things what we do, there are two things in life: we want to be or we do not want to be. But both, there's mind involved. I want to be, I don't want to be. Both are agreed. Zero mind has both of these things. I want to be, I do not want to be. Is not there in the zero mind. So what is so fruitful, what is so good in the zero mind? What happens when you have the zero mind to you? Freedom. Freedom from what?
From ego.
Thoughtlessness. You need a thought. When egolessness is a synonym product of the zero mind, but the ego is a concept. I am there is a mental concept. I am not there is also a mental concept. Okay? Get me very well, huh? But in the thoughtlessness, non-conceptual. So the mind is, for the mind to be tired or mind to argue about whether good and bad is or not there, because no thoughts are there. No thoughts means I don't want to find out what is ego. So normally I want to find out, am I egoistic, right? I know egoistic is bad. I want to get rid of it. So you talk to people, tell me, cat, yes, but one day you will come. Oh, how many years did you meditate? I meditated 3 years, 5 years. Did you meet Goenka? Did you meet Jnanarama, or did you meet Buddhadasa? Yes. How did so these temples are people come and start talking about it. The Buddha said, let's look at Buddha, right? There's a person called Siddhartha Gautama, okay? The Siddhartha Gautama leaves his house when he sees his son being born at 29 years and goes to two different teachers. Then he starts torturing his body and so on. Then one day, the Siddhartha Gautama says this nirvana can never be achieved. 3 days later, he tell him, I am Buddha. Now, this Buddha, he has the zero mind. This Buddha has this zero mind. That is what you call a Buddha. So this is what I am saying to you, right? So you listen to my Dhamma talk. I say thank you for listening. And then you might have a concept of the zero mind. Zero mind is non-conceptual. There is no mind to say this is good or bad. That's the most valuable thing in this zero mind, right? So, how did I come to know about this zero mind? So I'm explaining to you. I was in a meditation hall. There's when you go out of this library, there's a small chart called Nirodha Samapatti. I have written Nirodha means no, Roga means crank or ill. Nirodha means no illness. Samapatti means a situation the mind can go into where there's nothing. I'll give you a nice story. When Buddha, once a woman was hit by lightning. So the woman died. So people came to Buddha and said, did you hear the lightning? The Buddha said, no. So it's 20 minutes, so he must hear lightning, right? The next question they asked, were you alive? Were you living? He said, no. Then he said, were you dead? He said, no. This is very important, right? So this is what the books say, right? So you were not living, you were not dead. This is what is called zero mind. The mind did not know that the lightning took place. So what is great in that? If you sleep the whole day, right, which the Buddha never did, he was always on the street and helping people, right? Then comes zero mind. I am talking now to you on our zero mind. I am telling so very big about zero mind. So what did the Buddha's contribution to the society? So if you are a businessman, you buy goods and sell to people, right? If you are a doctor, you use your ability to treat patients. If you are a cook, you take food, prepare them and give it to people, right? If you are making cars, so everybody has his own thing to do. So what is this zero mind? The ability of the zero mind. What is the ability of a zero mind? Zero mind is great mind because it is free of opinions and views. Vorstellung, Meinungen. It is frei von Vorstellung, Meinungen. Okay, in German you say opinions and views. The reality is you can observe reality. But when you try to explain the reality to somebody, it becomes a concept. So the concepts spoil our life. But let's go back to Buddha again. 35 years old or 36 years, Siddhartha Gautama, Prince, became Buddha. After became Buddha, what did the Buddha say? This is a person who has zero mind. He was walking on the streets of North India, 600 kilometers, and helping people. How did the Buddha help people? Did the Buddha say how to build houses? No. Did the Buddha says how to cook? No. What did the Buddha was telling? He was telling that something called Dharma. His explanation was Dharma, not Buddhism, right? It's very important to know that the Buddha was explaining Dharma. The purpose of the Dharma is never to harm somebody, do good things, and get your mind regulated. Now, within this, how does the zero mind comes into it? How does the zero mind comes to it? I will give you a couple of examples. You have to fathom it out, If you have, there's a bottle here, right? This is half full from tea. So I drink it, right? When there's no tea, it is called empty. Okay, if this is, it's called empty. Because it's empty, you can put tea, you can put orange juice, you can put water, or you can keep it empty. Okay? Now the zero mind, not many people can experience this. Why? What is the reason why not many people cannot experience it? Because the mind always want to be or not want to be. This is what we call greed. In English, you say greed, means in normal people in Europe, and greed means only to have. But in the Buddhist context, and in reality, greed means to have is greed, not to have is also greed. Because there's a wish. So zero mind has no wish. So what is the lucrativeness of the zero mind? It is free of greed and wanting to be. Also not wanting to be. You were born, I was born, and all people were born not dialing mother or father. We just was. So after that, the fresh mind start collecting concepts. You see, you hear, this, so you want to make something out of it. The zero mind neither wants to be or not want to be. But none of us can just listen to this talk or read a couple of books on Buddhism or in Dharma and go to the zero mind. Hello? Come in, yeah. Now I am going to explain this zero mind to you, okay? Do you speak English?
Yes.
Yes, good. You also no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
That's okay. Because the topic is called zero mind, right? So I am trying to fathom it out for you all, what a zero mind. I have experienced the zero mind couple of times, right? So I told you this is empty, zero mind is empty, without thoughts. Then you have a paper which is not written, you can draw, write notes, musical notes and all that. Now the ability of the zero mind is, it is not contaminated with opinions and views. So it is like a moment here. Neither want to be or not want to be. It is a mind that you will appreciate like the sleep. You know, when you sleep, right? And you sleep well, and I also sleep well, or somebody sleeps well, we are very happy when you get up, right? But while sleeping, there was no wish. There was not a wish to be or not to be, right? We did not know even where we were, right? Now, when you talk about karma, Apsish means Chetana means a wish, intention. Zero mind has no intention. But what is the power of the zero mind? Because it is not under the influence of opinion and view, it can only see reality. So what we call reality, what is that? I am talking about reality, right? So you're listening, what is this guy saying? This is saying reality. Oh, what is he? Does he really know it? Or is it? I know it, you also know it. It's very simple. Reality is everything what we see, what we hear, what we smell through our senses is always changing. So you can't understand the change, but you can only feel the change. You can come to know is everything is changing in front of your eyes. If I see you 2 years ago, if I see you 4 years ago, if I see you 6 years ago, and if I see you now, I know you have undergone a aging process. If I see the beautiful flower bloom, after 1 week is withered away. So with the mindfulness, you see things changing. This is a reality. This reality helps the zero mind. It just says, don't try to understand or wanting to be putting conceptual thoughts. Now let's go to Buddha again. What are you saying, Tissa? You can ask me. What are you saying? Look, Buddha, what Buddha said. Yes, what did he say? He was telling people to do good things, get rid of bad things, and get your mind regulated. Now, in order to do this, without the mind being burdened to carry, he was walking and doing everything. He did not have a race or a religion. Buddha did not have a race or a religion. Then we can argue out moment. Has he got a mother? Yes. If you have a mother, my mother is Sinhalese, right? So I have a race. So Buddha also had a mother, was an Indian race, Aryan race, right? Then how come that you are saying this? He didn't have no race. I'm going to explain this to you, right? A mind who's searching is not a zero mind. Mind which is not searching and does not want to know either is a fool or he's in a higher level who have realized, not understood, realized change, anicca, change, right? So when you see everything is changing, there are 3 things you have to understand. The betrachter, the person, the observer, that's me or you who's observing object, see object, hear object, it won't go. So you have to look at yourself from a distance, how the body and the mind is working for about 3-4 months, 5 months, without a concept. This is the difficulty of non-conceptual awareness means non-conceptual observation. The moment you observe somebody, a nice girl, I want to have it. Then you observe something smelling, it's not good, you want to get rid of it. So there's work in the mind. Mind wants to work, right? The zero mind, because of his mental maturity, to see things as it is, it says all things that I see as it is subjected to change. Now I'm going to give the 2 occasions where the Buddha explains suchness. Suchness is the key for mental emptiness. If you do not have the key of suchness, you can't get to mental emptiness. When you understand or realize, I'm sorry, when you realize suchness, without wanting to go to zero mind, it just goes there. I will tell you two things. One thing is called Yoniso Manasikara. This is Pali, right? Yoniso Manasikara means to see things as they are. Now, Yoniso Manasikara means in the Pali context, when a child is born, he sees things, the world, without concepts. That is what is called suchness. The other one is Yatha Bhuta Jnana Dassana. The four elements in our body. That is water element, earth element. Earth element means here what you can touch. Heat element and air element. These four elements make our body. In our body, you have eye, nose and all getting signals. So when you have Yoniso Manasikara and Yatha Bhuta Jnana Dassana, they combine together on its own. You know, it's an automatic process because of your mental maturity, right? Mind is matured through mindfulness. Mindfulness means observation, not inducing. You have to get this very, very clearly. Normally, we want to be or we do not want to be. So, what you observe gets contaminated because of your habits in the past, your culture, your traditions, your fashion of the day, right? They influence you. This influence is not good. So, you have to have a mind, observation mind, not influencing. Then you see, we should normally, when you like somebody, a girl, a cake, or a political system, or a football, or something, you fix what you like. So when you fix what you like, the reality is gone. Because reality is everything is changing. So what really happens is, with mindfulness, is the atom bomb or the cannon, which attacks greed, right? So suchness through eye, nose, ear, one suchness. The other suchness is body and mind, is made out of the four Baustein, I don't know in English what you call Baustein, the building materials, right? In a building, right? Material, so that is water material, water as a material, heat as a material. Yes. So when you observe these things, you understand in the observation another 2-3 factors. Everything has a cause. There's nothing that I have come to know without a cause. Everything interdependent, right? You, me, we need the air, we are dependent. We need water, we are dependent. The tree needs water, so interdependence. Then change, interdependence. So you come to know me and my world is a concept, not a reality. Only at this point, when you come to know suchness through eye, nose, ear, suchness of your body made out of earth element and all, these two things comes together and Sankara Upekha Jnana, equanimity towards conditionality. Right? You are touching on the borders of nirvana. You don't forget, this nirvana is not a thing that you can plan for tomorrow. When there's no greed, hatred and delusion, nirvana exists. So greed means wanting to have, wanting not to have. Right? So we are talking about happiness. This is what is so. See, look, the difficulties of the human beings unable to know what is friendship. Buddha says the Dharma, the main purpose of the Dharma is friendship. So you say, oh my gosh, friendship. Friendship. So I must do something to make myself happy. But then let's say, hello, Buddha, excuse me, Buddha. You are saying the main thing in Dharma is for friendship. What are you doing for friendship? We put the question to Buddha, okay? You ask Buddha, what are you? He is giving the real foundation for friendship. How? In the Dhamma, the first move you do is called dana. Do you know what the meaning of dana? Do you know about? Have you heard that word? Yes? But what does it mean? Talk loud and.
I don't know if I can.
Huh?
I don't know if I can explain.
No, you have heard the word dana.
Yeah.
Dana means generosity, right? So let's take the generosity. You see, we are referring to things that is 2,600 years old, and we are referring to things, the expressions of 2,600 years ago, right? So, but Buddha was very wise. He gave a shablona to us. So, if you are a cook, right? You have a Meister cook, right? You cook, something goes wrong. So you go to the Meister and say, well, look, you gave me something, I have gone wrong. So Meister, you did this mistake, that. So you go to the Meister 3, 4, 5 times, or if you're a carpenter. So one day the Meister, who's a cook or a carpenter, is going to give you a shortcut, how to know not to go wrong, right? So Buddha gave us a shortcut, which is called Satipatthana. When Buddha said body awareness, that belongs to mindfulness. So German Achtsamkeit, right? You speak German?
My English is better.
Better, okay. Mindfulness, normally when you say mindfulness in English, what do you refer to? Just say what you think. What do you refer to?
Kind of awareness.
It's kind of awareness.
Yeah.
So what does it has? What does say, you speak German? Do you speak German? You? Or you speak, yeah. When you say Achtsamkeit, what do you mean by Achtsamkeit in German language?
Achtsamkeit.
Yeah, Achtsamkeit, what do you mean? Was meinst du? Wenn man sagt...
Wenn ich sage achtsam, dann bin ich aufmerksam.
Right, richtig.
Sehr wach im Geist.
Yeah, right. He said the right. He said, aufmerksam. You see, you are careful. You're careful in doing something. You have respectful. You respect somebody. Now, this is the German and the European and the rest of the world Achtsamkeit. But this is not the Buddhist Achtsamkeit. Buddhist mindfulness has 4 parts. You must know this. Because without, this is the shablona. When you go wrong, you go to the cook or the carpenter who has taught you, he says, this is how you correct. When you go wrong, you put your finger, say, if there's too much salt, it's wrong. If it is this thing is wrong, this is how you correct it, right? So like that, the Buddha delivered to us what is called Satipatthana. It's called Achtsamkeit or mindfulness. This mindfulness has body awareness, feeling awareness, mind awareness, and mental concepts. Yeah, these 4 are going to correct where we are thinking, right? So look at, again I'm saying, that's why I broke it into 2 parts. The third part, zero mind. What are the advantages of a thinking mind? And what are the disadvantages of a thinking mind? What are the advantages of a zero mind? And what are the disadvantages of a zero mind? Thinking mind makes you nervous. Because the purpose, the cause for thinking is dependent on want to achieve a goal. Okay? We think to achieve a goal, or we think to achieve something you wish. Okay? Or we think to get rid of something which we don't like. That makes ourselves nervous. But the zero mind has no thoughts whatsoever. Good, bad, neutral is non-existent. So what is the advantage of a zero mind? Dwelling in nothingness. Now let's say dwelling in nothingness. Come on, look at Buddha, will you? Was he nothingness? Yes, he was. He was telling people how to be friends. So the foundation for friendship is based on ethical behavior. If I don't have, generosity, dana means generosity, right? You give me something or I give you something. So we get contact to one another, right? But if I want to know you more and you want to know me more, we must have a foundation made, right? This foundation belongs to the zero mind. You are free of killing in all living beings, free from taking things that belong to other people, free from putting pressure on friendship, free of lying, and free of alcohol. Now these four conditions allow the mind to accept you within yourself. Yeah, you are a good guy. So this was Buddha's job. This is what the Buddha did. So he didn't tell us how to cook well, how to make furniture well, or how to make shirts or anything. He gave the basis for friendship. So if we have friendship, right? If we have friendship, the mind can afford to be free. Zero. We have to understand that. We are not coming to enjoy the zero mind because we want to be or not want to be. So zero is gone. When you're zero mind, you accept with face value and help other people, and not accept to be, because everything is subject to change, So 2-3 things. First of all, I told you about a shablona, You understand what a shablona is, right? If I make stencil, stencil, you there's a paper you wanted to cut, so pattern. You have this is a pattern, right? So I keep it here. So exactly I cannot go wrong because we have a pattern, right? So there's in the zero mind there's no pattern, but if you have a thinking mind, there are so many patterns. So we become with a woman or without a woman, with football or without football, with cooking or without cooking, with dancing, singing. What we want is to be happy, But all these things we have been doing in our life. If you are mindful, we did all these things. We were dancing, I was a small boy, I was singing, I still sing. But you can enjoy the feeling without wanting to have and not wanting to have. Without belonging to me. The zero mind comes to know I was happy when I was experiencing no thought.